Between the podcast, the kids shows, the notifications, the constant internal monologue, when was the last time you experienced true silence? We keep ourselves overstimulated because if we stopped, we might have to feel something. But what if I told you that your overstimulation is what is keeping you from your next big breakthrough? Irritability, snapping at loved ones, the inability to sleep, feeling wired but tired. Those are all symptoms of overstimulation. But by the end of this video, you will have 7 proven methods to try over 7 days to understimulate your brain. But I want to acknowledge first that there will be some uncomfortable and healing and boring feelings in the first couple of days that might feel like withdrawal. But the result is that your creativity is going to return, your patience is going to return, and you will be able to hear your own intuition again. So here it goes. Day 1 is your input-free morning. No phone, no news, no podcast, no emails for the first 60 minutes. Only for one day. You're only committing for one day. You will want to reach from your phone phantomly. Your brain will create some sort of like dopamine hit of not knowing what's happening. But you have to realize that this 1 hour, this input-free morning, caution, is addictive. It becomes addictive very quickly because you start to realize how much calmer, how much centered, and how much more prepared you are for your day when you just focus on you. Day 2 is the silent commute or the school run or wherever you're going first thing in the morning. Silence. No radio, no podcast, no audiobooks, no news. The silence will feel loud. You might feel ringing in your ears. You might feel unproductive, like you're not getting anything done because we've created this culture and this society of constantly do. But the doing is taking us away from the knowing and the thinking. And that is where the true brilliance happens because silence is where it can all start to untangle. And it allows your brain to process in the background anxiety and depression and issues so that you don't have to carry it home with you or continue to carry it in your journey. Day 3, and don't worry, there is a quick file you can download in the show notes that will help you. You can print it out, put it on the screen, the wallpaper of your phone. So when you choose to start your 7 days, I want you to make sure that you have that printed out and also drop a comment in the comment box that says 7 days so that we know that you're starting and we will look back for you to come back 7 days later. But day 3 is the Grayscale protocol. Okay, so I'm a bit nervous about this one because I'm going to do this one myself too. There's a lot of research behind it, and this is the only one on the list that I have never tried for a whole day, but is going Grayscale, okay? The Grayscale protocol. So you go to the settings, and it's usually under the accessibility feature, and you turn your whole phone grayscale so that you are not having those constant bright colors, bright sounds, notifications coming at you with all that marketing ease that's trying to draw you in and get you on that dopamine loop, which gets you off your productivity loop, which gets you more overstimulated, which gets you all up here. So remember at the beginning of the video, I told you that there could be some withdrawal happening. But about day 3 is where you start realizing you didn't need any of that stuff anyway. You were just fine with your own thoughts, your own brain, and your own creativity. We didn't need all that noise out there, but it's hard to break the loop. So if that's how you're feeling, like this is hard, it's because the smartest and richest people in the world are trying to keep us on our devices. And it is up to us to figure out what works best for our brain. So here's where I take a break before I go on to day 4 and ask you to subscribe and follow us on your favorite platform so that you cannot miss a single episode as we continue to navigate personal growth together. Day 4 is the notification blackout. Turn off all notifications except for phone calls for emergencies. And I'm going to tell you, I don't keep the ringer on my phone ever. So I never have the ringer on my phone. So if that's too much for you, don't go there. But no texts, no emails, no buzzes, no social media notifications for a whole day. And there will be some FOMO at first. Like, what if somebody needs me? But you are reclaiming your sovereignty, reclaiming your intention, and reclaiming like your goodness, your knowing, your presence, and realizing that how distracted that those things make us. And so the goal, like I didn't say this at the beginning of the video, but maybe I should have. The goal is not to necessarily give up all of these things forever, but it's definitely to give them up for a short time so that you can see what works best for you in your life and decide long-term if these are some of the things that you want to do, right? All right, day 5 is the single task lunch. I hate this one. I don't like it, and I do it. I do it all the time, and I don't like it. It's where you sit and you eat your lunch. No YouTube, no screen, not at your desk. You actually just eat your lunch. You feel bored. You feel like you're wasting time. But it keeps us out of that fight or flight mode. It helps with digestion, and it's actually really good for our bodies. So I don't like it, but I still do it on multiple days every week. Not every single day. Like sometimes I'm in the car and having to eat in between things, just like everybody. But definitely is something I do regularly, and I don't really like it. But you don't got to like it to know that it's beneficial for you, right? All right, day 6 is the boredom gap. That always makes me think of, like, have you seen Inside Out 2, the Pixar film? And Ennui is the French character, and it's the boredom. That's what it makes me think of. So when you're waiting in line at the store or for the microwave or for the kids, don't pick up your phone. Just stand there and stare. And it feels awkward. But we start to realize that we use phones so much as a social crutch, like to not make eye contact, to not have to talk to people. But boredom is the birthplace of creativity. That is where your new ideas come from. That is where all the hot spots are for coming up with your next big breakthrough. But we have to give ourselves the brain space. All right, number 7, day 7 is the low light evening. And I love this one. I might hate the single task lunch, but I love the low light evening. No big lights on, only candles and lamps. Okay. Hopefully you have warm light on your lamps. And it creates a struggle where you can't do as much because you can't see everything. You can't read everything. You can't be doing all the things. But that artificial light is what tricks our brains into thinking that it's still like daytime. That's why if you ever go to Vegas or casinos, like the ceilings are actually painted in clouds and the lights are really bright. And so it's like 3 a.m. and you're like buzzing and you have no idea that it's like so late. And so it's the opposite of that. Okay. The low light evening is keeping us calm and helping us to really get our nervous system ready for bed. And you will wake up more refreshed, more rested. If you use an Oura ring or some sort of other sleep tracking device, you will probably see a change in your heart rate variability. But it is the ultimate like hacked, proven method at night. I was even reading the other day about people changing their bulbs in the lamp beside their bed with red lights or blue lights. I haven't done that one yet. That's on my to try list. So if you've tried it, let me know in the comments because I want to know if it actually works to spend the extra money on that light bulb before it's something that I recommend to other people. But the darkness and that low light, that is what signals melatonin to your body. So if you're like me and you have to take a melatonin supplement at night already, it will start to help your body to produce that more naturally over time. Because at the end of the day, we don't need more information. You don't need another hack. Most of these things and all this 7-day challenge were probably not new to you. But what we do need is we need space to process what we already know. And sometimes a 7-day challenge like this is the perfect thing to get us started. So be sure you download the checklist in the show notes. And if you are interested, this is not for everybody, but I work specifically with business owners and founders and entrepreneurs who are needing assistance who are needing coaching, who are needing a partner, their own cheerleader to help them get over that hump in the next step in their journey. I do one-on-one leadership coaching. And so you can book a discovery call with me in the link in the show notes. And again, it's not for everybody, but for those who are serious about making real change, that link is there. And I would love to get to know you and your story and hear if you did the 7-day challenge. Until next time.